there, my name is Diana Tamaș and I am the co-founder of OceanoBe technology. If you have been following us, you probably know that we have started a new video series in which we are going to share our insights on how we approach the work we do, as we call it, our playbook. Today, we are going to talk about how we start working with a new client for a new piece of innovative software. Here at OceanoBe, we call this in our playbook the discovery phase. This phase, as the name has it, is the one in which we discover the client needs and wants, and even a little bit more. It's not quite an easy task to dive deep into one's business, but we believe that this is the exact step you need in order to make any software project successful. So, from today's video, you should leave with some key info on why you need the discovery phase and what design sprint is. Also, we will dive a little into how we approach the design sprint, and last but not least, we will discuss what are the benefits of this approach. But let's see first why you need discovery phase. First of all, you have to agree on an important item. In order to be smart, efficient and innovative solutions, you have to be quite set on what exactly you are trying to build and have at least some idea on how it should look like. Working without any guidance will prove most of the time cost-effective, and you can find yourself with a solution that is not helpful or even discourages end users because it doesn't bring value to them. So, in order to properly create a feasible piece of software, you need to know what your client does, who are its end users, what the issue is, and how you can design the best solutions that will not only solve a problem, but actually make it irreplaceable to day-to-day activities. That's a task. It might sound easy when you put it like this, but it is quite a task you need to tackle. Although some software companies might overstep this phase and cut the cost down, we believe that investing the time here at the very beginning will prove more beneficial in terms of costs and the overall results of the project. Seeing the big picture is more important than having a short win at the beginning. So, in a nutshell, this stage means getting to really know your client and the challenges that are faced by their employees, customers, and end users. Setting this stage properly will enable you to deliver quality, innovative solutions to your customers. If you are a professional working in the industry, you are probably familiar with this approach. In our case, the design sprint is a 5-day process that allows us to answer critical business questions through design, prototyping, and testing ideas with customers. It's basically the fast-forward solution that allows us to see the future and if the solution is worth the time and effort to be built. You may wonder how you can provide such a speedy result in just 5 days. Well, the answer is, of course, all about preparation. We have a so-called battle-tested process that any team can use and is going to pay up. I'm going to take you through the process of our design sprint that includes setting the stage and each day of this process. Like I mentioned before, preparation is everything. If there is anything you take away from this video today, it should be at least this. Without having the proper stage set up, you will probably fail to deliver the best you can in your design sprint. What exactly does setting the stage mean in our view? Well, basically, you need to define the problem you try to solve and be very specific about it. You need to gather a team of 3-5 people to work towards a solution and a decider. Have a facilitator for the team, time box everything. You should create sketches. You should, of course, ask the client ahead to bring at least 5 people that are in the target group for some user's interview. And last but not least, no distractions. So, clear your schedule and make sure you have 100% focus on the project at hand. Once you have all your setup at the stage, then you will have a clearer idea of what you are going to achieve, how and why. After that, the real fun can begin. Like I said, here at OceanoBe, for the design sprint, we have a 5-day process, and I'm going to take you through each day. So, day 1 is about mapping and understanding the problem you set out to solve. As you may imagine, this is all about the end user, when, why, and how we can make the life of everyone easier, better. The goal is to gather as much information as possible in order to respond at the end of the day to a very important question. Why should the customer use our product? And what does he expect from it? Since this is a brainstorming day, we recommend that you start the day with a set of questions and objectives in order to make the most out of the time allocated. We discovered that focused brainstorming is quite more creative and productive for the team. So here are a couple of questions you should consider adding to your day's objective. Why is this a problem? Who is the user and what defines him as an individual? What other solutions are there and what have you tried so far? Ask the client, experts in this domain, everything they know about this problem. Define the domain vocabulary and explain what every domain-specific word means. As you can imagine, it is quite an intensive day with lots of information, energy, and innovation at the table. With all this in mind, you will have a great start the next day. The second day is Lightning Demos and Sketches Day. This is where we start working on solutions and we do some lightning demos, which means each team member does a demo for 3 to 5 minutes in which he presents an existing solution to a similar problem. We use time boxing and also notes on the whiteboard. After each team member will submit a sketch of their own and will do so anonymously. It's not going to look a lot pretty, but don't worry about that. Just make sure that every idea presented is self-explanatory so that on day 3 you will have a clear view. The third day is about analyzing and decision time. So, you will start the day with the whiteboard filled with creative ideas. Since you don't have the time, money or resources to test each one of these ideas, it's time to have an in-depth analyzing process so that at the end of the day you will have a solid solution to present, one that has more chances to succeed. What we do here at OceanoBe is to allow each team member to ponder in silence over the wall and create his own opinion. After that, we debate. Remember, we talked in the setting stage about having a decider. Well, here it comes in handy, because he is the one that will have the final say on Ty's situation. At the end of the day, the best idea will be featured in the storyboard. Remember, it's all about what is best for the end user. So, ego is one thing that should not be allowed at the table today. The fourth day is prototyping day. And in one day, we will create a prototype that will be tested by the end user on the day 5th. It might sound very intimidating, but it's not. You have already a clear idea of what you are doing. All you need is the right tools to get it going. For the part, we recommend using a tool such as Marvel or InVision that will allow you to have, at the end of the day, a realistically looking prototype on which you can perform tests. Each team member will have a clear set of responsibilities. At the end of the day, please keep in mind that you need to build enough quality into this prototype so that they can just learn from it. At the end of a busy week, on day 5th, it's time to test. The customer has identified at least 5 end users who fit the profile of the users that will eventually benefit from this software solution. It's important to have set up monitoring tools so that you can watch the reaction of the testers. After that, follow up with questions and, as they say, leave no stones unturned. It's mostly a learning day in which you analyze what you need to adapt in order to make the complete vision of your solution. It's also a time to pause and reflect on what has been achieved and to manifest gratitude for the team members. At the end of the design sprint, you are going to enter the delivery planning. That is the time to prioritize features and show milestones and cost. This plan will be presented to the product stakeholders, and in turn, you will have to analyze internally and approve it or adjust it. Although the planning of a delivery can be a tricky business, you have to remember that all the critical decisions have already been covered in the design sprint. So you already have a feasible idea. All you need is to get it approved. Finally, I want to leave you with some benefits on why you should use design sprint. First, this demonstrates a very creative and fast innovative framework, providing a testable prototype in which a short time frame it allows you to showcase all the best that the team has to offer. This will create a bond between the two companies, you and the client, like nothing else. In some ways, you can see it like a team building between companies. It allows you and the customers to see that the idea has or not legs, or so to say. Having a clear no at this stage is not a bad thing. On the contrary, it's the best thing that will save time and money. And of course, that also means that you can go back and revisit the concept with your client. Oh, it has been a long video, but we had a lot of ground to cover. If you missed anything and want to revisit the information, you can always go to our website oceanobe.com/our-playbook and check out the information. Also, if you have a more specific question you would like to ask, please feel free to show to this and with either messages or comment. Thank you all for watching and don't forget to subscribe to our social channels. See you next time and have a great coding day. Bye!